está la hernia, pura hernia. La bola, la mata. Está la hernia, pura hernia. Para la bola, para la mata. Traigo hasta la hernia.
Hola, buenas. El igual que usted.
Pregunte. El tipo declaró liberado para tomar adelante y que está. Adelante, bienvenidos. Que le conocen oferta, pregunte. Ahí decido, ahí declaró, señor, con su teléfono que buscaba, joven, bienvenido. Venga, pasen adelante, bienvenidos.
¡Cuidado!
Les digo, declaro liberado, pasen adelante.
Persona con este problema del ácido úrico, adormecimiento de pies, manos, dolores de columna, dolores de rodillas, dolores de cintura, dolores de espalda, dolores de hueso. Hoy traigo para el dolor de huesos, hoy traigo para el dolor de espalda. Duele mucho su rodilla, duele mucho la cintura, duele mucho la espalda, duele demasiado su rodilla, duele demasiado su rodilla, duele demasiado la cintura, dolor de espalda, dolor de hueso, dolor de rodilla, dolor de cintura, dolor de espalda, dolor de hueso.
¿Ya cuchillo que sí? Al cuchillo, para el machete, el asadón, la tijera, mi.
Solo por 2 quetzales.
Mira, cinco quetzales la piña, 5. A 5 la piña, 5.
A 5 de bolles de
So guys, the bus dropped me off in a kind of looks like a rough part of town, just a giant lab market. So I'm trying to find my way out of here, back to like maybe normal streets, and I get a taxi to the center. Not in the center, I'm kind of far from the center, so it's a massive labyrinth, man. It goes forever. Incredible. Looking tamales. I'm having tamales. My agility is coming back, navigating through these. I was stiff coming back from America. Getting my agility abilities. It's like a flea market here. Used stuff.
Limones, 5 la docena de liebre, sandía, 5 de sandía.
Guys, I just walked through the poorest part of probably this whole city. Market where the buses were, flea market. Nobody tried to snatch my phone. It's just hanging off my backpack. Por Centro?
Centro, La Esperanza. ¿Dónde va a ser?
Centro de
Del
Xela.
parque. De solo cruza la calle para abajo, ¿verdad?
Claro, gracias. Center is right straight ahead. I mean, I'll just walk there. It's like low 70s, high 60s in the city. Kind of cold. You need a jacket. Yeah, I need to get a coffee. I only have one coffee today. For me, that's not much. So, first good coffee shop we're going. Soccer field right next door. It's a nice walkway. There's a soccer team, football. I gotta use the bathroom. Maybe if I find a good coffee shop, we can, no bathrooms on those buses. Star of David Jewish Memorial. A whole bunch of street dogs here, about 10 street dogs all sitting together. A whole bunch of them. I can't say I'm very impressed with the city so far. I think it dropped me off. The bus is just, the terminal is like in a, I mean, it's just in a kind of a messy area. But hopefully when we get to the center, it should be pretty nice. See what it's like. The buses were on the outskirts of town. So we're walking towards the center, I hope. Yeah, we're headed straight for the center, so be there in about another mile or so. There should be some coffee shops and stuff there. Oh man. Yeah, it was like, the bus station was like full of a bunch of other buses. It was real noisy and messy. It was surrounded by a big labyrinth market. Sort of like Antigua, but Antigua, you know, you could get out of that market. There you're just like, but actually it worked out pretty good because I found the road goes right to the center. I don't even have to take a taxi. Just gotta walk a mile or so. But and prior to arriving, it was like just kind of an industrial, ugly area, you know, outskirts of town. But I think the center of town should be pretty nice. Let's keep going here. Coffee shop. First coffee shop, guys, we're gonna stop and get. I gotta use the bathroom and then want a coffee too. I was thinking about not even restarting the stream, you know. I was just gonna like, but when I got to that like crazy environment with the buses were, I was like, oh shit. Might as well start the stream. People like to see that stuff. I was gonna maybe just kind of like take a break or something from streaming. Looks like some sort of a bakery or grocery store. They have coffee, but no, it's just a giant bakery. No coffee, but nothing, nowhere to sit down. But another bakery. They like their baked goods in the city. Some big ass bakeries too. May have a Que Buen Pan. They might have seating upstairs. I think it might have upstairs seating. They keep going for something a little more nicer in the center. Not in no rush. Those bus rides can be tough. That one started out real smooth, but it got real bumpy and curvy and stuff, man. They're like sort of like an exercise just to ride them. You got to brace your body all the time against the curves and the bumps. Your knees get banged up against the metal. I was using my hat to against my knees. Baseball tango. Ministry of Agriculture. Somebody was saying in the chat, like, oh, he doesn't do any planning or anything. Yeah, that's right. I don't do much planning, very little. I get all around the country, badass travels. It's just like easy for me. I just go around and it's like, I don't have to put a lot of thought or planning into it. I can just go travel, man. Just go do it. I didn't do hardly any planning for this trip to Guatemala. Didn't look at any YouTube videos, nothing. Didn't look at like any research. I had a little bit of my Lonely Planet book, but I didn't even go into that much. I'm getting a little tired. I think I need a... Oh, I got a mall over here, Cineapolis. Be a good place to use the bathroom and get a coffee. I'd rather stay outside though. The weather is so nice. You want to be outside all the time now in this city. Perfect weather. A museum, I don't know what. It's a museum of something. Doesn't really say what it's all about. The Peace, La Paz, something. I don't know what that museum is all about. It's like an art museum, maybe. gracias. I gotta keep going this way. You got a Nick Cafe up ahead. park, nice modern cathedral. go for it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Want to take like that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Gracias.
See a Pollo Campero, but those places are always packed, man. Packed with people. They got good coffee. Will Rose says my hat is $35 on Amazon. Are you serious? I should maybe start an Amazon store, man. Yeah, this hat I paid like retail was like $6. Means you can probably get them for like $2 or $3. That's $35 on Amazon, the exact same hat. People probably buy them too. Well, Guatemalans probably buy them. Guatemalan Americans. Yeah, hats are expensive from Amazon. Because some years ago I looked buy a hat for a gift. Everything is like $30-50. Here, all the hats are like $2, $3, $4, $5. You know. But a lot of hats are like copies of sports teams and stuff. So you can get like a New York Yankees hat. It looks real. But if you try to sell that on Amazon, you would probably be breaking their copyright laws. They'd ban your account once they find out. You have to go through the license. Like you want to sell licensed sports gear, you have to go through the license. But like, you know, when I was at Columbia, they had those hats for $5 retail. Like all the sports teams. There's a big store with all the hats, all the sports teams in America. And they were all $5, the whole store. So, you know, you want to sell those for $30 on Amazon, that's a great markup. But now if you want to sell like a beer hat, Guatemala beer hat, you know, you could probably do that, but probably not a whole lot of demand for it, you know. A little bit of demand. Not like a New York Yankees sports hat. Yeah, Amazon is everything's expensive. Or it's junk, or junk, both. I haven't used Amazon in like 4 years. At all. Started as just a bookstore. But I do all my shopping overseas anyways. I buy, well, you know, there are things I do need to buy. Actually, I just did buy something on Amazon. I just bought this shirt on Amazon. So there are still some good things you can buy. Know where else to get it, but I mean, I'm speaking in general and not like if you want to buy a hat, it's hard to find any hat of any sort under $20. Just anything, because I was looking at my camping gear for a hat, I couldn't find anything under $15. The one I got was like $15. Was that hat with just a generic crappy white and red maroon hat I still got. It's not a value, it's a big markup. They use algorithm too to manipulate the prices. That was the main reason I stopped using Amazon. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of Amazon. Never liked it that much. Can't really see your guys' comments because the sun's hitting the phone. So maybe we try to find a coffee or something. I think we're getting closer to the center. This isn't the main park of the city. It's like another park. This coconut was $1.30, 10 quetzales. I bet you it was like probably 3 or 5 quetzales in that Pacific Coast town. They had more coconuts than they knew what to do with. There were just coconuts everywhere. Probably 2 or 3 quetzales. I don't even know what Temu is. I heard people using that term, Temu. I don't really do much online shopping, period, guys. Just something very specifically I need. Like the most online shopping I did recently was for camping gear, you know. I don't do much shopping, period, really. Camera gear and camping gear was like the 2 main things I was buying the last 5 years. I got all I need for that. A Pollo Campero. I'm gonna check it out if I like the how it looks inside. If it's a lot of people, and maybe I'll go find some other place. They always got a lot of people, man. They're crushing it on the business side of the game. I just looked in the window. There's like people waiting. Man, that Pollo Campero is super popular. They're not even that cheap. I thought they'd be a bit cheaper. They're like the same price as like Denny's was like 15, 20 years ago. I don't know what the price of Denny's is these days, but there's lines of people there to go there. It's a pretty full square here. Like more market stuff back that way. I want to avoid the market for the moment. I don't think that's the main square of the city. There's hats everywhere. You can get all kinds of hats. Everywhere there's hats, man. That's another thing. Like this hat might sell for like $35 on Amazon, but you don't know how often they sell. They might just sell like one hat every 2 months. You know, so it's like you're gonna double the supply of those hats. Now you're gonna sell one hat every 4 months. It's just, you know, it's not really worth it. But you need like a 50,000 different products of that sort in a warehouse, and then you might have a chance. How's it going? Then you might have a chance. Which there's people that do that, you know. You have 50,000 products on Amazon and or eBay listed for sale. The sort of product that rarely sells, just like you need a massive warehouse, probably about 30,000 square feet, and then you probably have about 50 employees. So you know, doing all the shipping and inventory, that'll be a pretty big undertaking. 50 to 100 employees, I think. Good luck finding 100 good employees in America, in a city where they know they're pretty good at what they're doing. Like, that's why those businesses are best built from the ground up. You got to hire one person and then you branch off, you know. Try to start business like that overnight. Yeah, good luck. You might be able to get 100 people, but you're not going to necessarily get 100 people who know what they're doing. And you're going to pay them a lot of money too. That's why those hats cost $35. Looking for a coffee shop, my dudes. Like a nice restaurant. I might come back here for lunch. Nice local restaurant. Where the heck am I, man? I thought there was supposed to be a historic city. It's all real suburban sprawl. I don't see any center. I gotta check my maps. Dokulu. We're actually we're east of it now. Can't be the historic center. It must be another part of the city. I had a much different imagination of what this city would be like. Like it's not saying it's terrible or anything. It's just I thought it'd be older. It's like the whole place was built in the 50s and 60s, 70s. I don't know, man. This city's. I don't see any taxis. The city's not doing it for me at all. I gotta find a. I don't know where to go. Nice mountains around it. Might be a cool city if you had a motorbike, but yeah, it's pretty modern. Just kind of reminds me of like a Mexico City suburb, like just like a random Mexico City neighborhood, like a little bit on the outskirts, not right in the middle of the city. Maybe made a bad move leaving the lake, man. Should have hung out in the lake for a while. I wasn't getting good internet right around the lake. I thought if I went to other towns, it would have been any better. But that's all right. We'll say that for another trip. Little Caesars box. They got Little Caesars everywhere. Little Caesars very popular in Guatemala. Very popular. Like I see people walking with Little Caesars boxes everywhere. Carrying those pizza boxes, man. They're killing it. Little Caesars are killing it in Guatemala. Crushing the competition. This might be a coffee shop here. Hopefully. I gotta regroup, get some coffee, use the bathroom, and then figure out what our next move is. I think we might have a Xela pan. Is this bread or coffee? A bread pan. This is the place to go. Buenas tardes. ¿Tienes café? ¿Tienes café?
Segundo nivel.
Arriba. Y eso es
Ahí lo puedes pedir y lo hacen atrás.
2201.45.
I got all the bread.
¿La apunta?
Pretty good. Pretty nice jackpot. Nice place, man. Jackpot. Guys, I gotta rest, man. This is rest plus. Gotta regroup here. Yeah, I walked right through the center. I think that square was like the main park, the main Zocalo. Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
I forgot the name of it. Un Americano Grande? Café.
¿Café americano?
Sí, Americano Grande. Y abajo tiene seca de chocolate.
¿De chocolate?
Sí, dos.
Sí, dos shakers.
También agua.
¿Agua pura?
Ah, pero,
Simple.
here. ¿Tienes con gas?
Sí, le ofrezco mineral.
Agua con gas.
¿Agua con gas?
Sí. ¿Dónde está el baño?
Aquí, pero adentro.
Oh, gracias. You guys are getting a coffee. I'm getting two of these chocolate pastries I saw downstairs. Look pretty good. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. Big ups. Made it to Xela. Made it to the top coffee shop, guys. Got to use the bathroom. Gonna get a water, carbonated water, and 2 chocolate pastries, and a large coffee. Yeah, I thought it was like maybe like Antigua, like historic, but like maybe more modern stuff mixed in, bigger, you know. And Vincent said he really likes Antigua, and Vincent Submarine, my friend here, moderator, he said he liked this town and Antigua the most in Guatemala, more than the lake towns. So I had like high expectations, but it just kind of looks like a real average kind of place. It's like Maybe I missed the nice part. It's not saying it was bad I walked through, but it was just like, it's kind of like it's like I was already in a few other Guatemalan cities. That Xela, or whatever it's called, it's kind of like this, you know. But then I'll evaluate the situation later. I gotta get some coffee first. It seems like the vibe and the personality, the behavior of people is like different in every city. It seems like down south by the Pacific and Xela, Porto is like real intense, you know, real. Here it's kind of like a little more nerdy and intellectual, but a little more like. Also get the sense they don't see too many foreigners here. The lake city was real laid back. Those lakes, both of those lake towns, real friendly and laid back. Kind of a different vibe in every city so far. Here they seem a little more standoffish, I think, people. Just a first impression, real basic. Might be like a university city, a lot of colleges, like a lot of. I like that last town I was in, Xela, and I mean, actually, Xela was kind of there wasn't much there to do or anything, but it was just kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of cool. And that lake town, Pana, although it's pretty touristy, that area, Guatemala, is pretty cool. The whole lake area. Let me look at the Centro Historico. Maybe I walked through it already. Let me see. Oh, guys, I was wrong, man. We're in like a modern part of town. The Centro Historical is to the south. So all this stuff I just walked through was like kind of like the inner city, but just kind of the average part of the city. The nice parts, which I thought there was, is like maybe a mile or two to the south. So. Because I wanted to spend a few days in the city and kind of just, you know, that's good. Good news, guys. that wasn't the center of town we walked through. That was the outskirts. We're walking through the outskirts. So good news. I was saying some of those random Guatemalan cities are more impressive than this city. That was the center. But yeah, the historic part which is a pretty big area, is further to the south where we are now. We're just kind of like in a random neighborhood right now. So that's good news. Wild and Afraid said, don't go back to Ohio, keep traveling around Latin America. I'll probably get back to Asia, my dude. Latin America is 50% to double the expense of Southeast Asia. Like actually here is about the same as South Korea expenses. But I think this city has some cheap hotels for about $15, $20 a night. So maybe, you know, that's kind of more on the level of Southeast Asia. Maybe we stay here for like 3-4 days. Yeah, that bus station dropped me off kind of like in the middle of nowhere by this massive market. There was a massive bus depot, all the camionetas. It was like miles from the center of the city. So that's how I walked through all of that area. And it was so chaotic there. There were no taxis or anything, man. It wasn't neat and organized like the camioneta bus station in Antigua. Just like this crazy dusty market bus area. Thousands of people everywhere. And then we walked through that, and then we walked through this modern, more neighborhood. But I think the nice part of the city is to the south of us. Haven't gone through any of that yet. Well, we luckily found this nice cafe because that's what I need right now. Yeah, we're in Xela. That's how you pronounce it, Stuck. X is pronounced like the SH. Xela. X in Spanish. Would I ever stream Burma? Well, you need internet to stream anywhere. I would go to Burma. There's a lot of places I'd like to go, but you have to log them. You can't stream because there's no internet. I don't know, man. Tiring is kind of traveling. It's not even so much the streaming sometimes, it's the traveling. That's just tiring. It's kind of, sometimes I get tired traveling. If I haven't really taken a day off, I've just been going hardcore. Awesome, guys. Jackpot coffee shop. Look at this. It's full of chocolate inside there. Chocolate buns. We got some coffee. Really nice coffee pastries here. That's sweet enough for me. If it was like full of cream, it'd be good, but it's just like a lot of bread. Only really need one of these. It's alright, it's got some chocolate in it. This is wheat bread, not corn. It's just normal bread right here. Pretty good. It's good. I just want it more sweeter, more chocolate, more. That's good. I haven't taken any naps since I've been in Guatemala. I haven't been able to because I'm streaming all day, every day. Comes to a point when you're streaming day after day, like you want to be like, just experience the world normally without a stream running. It's hard to describe, but I felt like that today. I was gonna bust the bus and the internet went out. I tried to get it back. I kept fighting and tried to get it back and didn't come back. And when we got to the city, I was like, maybe I'll just not stream for a day or a half or something. Stream again Monday. Just like relax. But then I saw that the craziness of that bus station. I was like, well, maybe I gotta stream. Like you just want time to yourself, you know, like a normal person. You get kind of fed up with streaming. That's how I'm starting to feel now. Maybe some coffee will change that. But like coffee is the answer to a lot of things. Just gotta relax, have some coffee. Beer was good for that too, because sometimes you'd be like half a day of streaming it, and then you'd be like, man, I'm kind of tired of this. But you start drinking beer, then you get into it again, you know. Coffee and beer, not together, but in different times, they're really good for streamers. I got the coffee, but I don't have the beer aspect anymore. It keeps you going in the flow, the coffee and the beer. All I've had today is carbs. I had pancakes and fruit for breakfast and coffee. Then I had with extra sugar and maple syrup. For lunch, I had beans and rice and tortilla, corn tortilla. It's just all vegan today. Just everything I've eaten is vegan today. No meat, no dairy. This is bread and chocolate, so there's, you know, everything today's just been all vegan. Hey, G10, thank you. Thanks for the $2. Thank you, G10. This place is called Xela Pan. So Xela is named after the city, and Pan is bread. Thank you, G10. So the name of this place is called Xela Pan. Xela is the name of the city, Pan is bread. Thank you, Cheetah. Tennessee. Is that Chinese Tennessee? Is that short for Chinese Tennessee? Are you a Chinese Tennessean? Cheetah? Chinese American Tennessean? Yes, man. Thank you very much. It's pretty good. Yeah, I can't complain about this. It's good. It's good bread, good chocolate. Maybe I get that water and I get a second coffee. I need a lot of coffee right now. But actually, usually I have 2-3 cups in the morning. I only have 1 cup, so that's probably why I'm struggling with it right now. Looks like my chat's frozen, damn it. I was just getting into the chat. I think I might stop streaming on Prism completely. Prism is so many glitches, it's so bad. Yeah, chat's just been frozen. Let's try resetting this. I think we're back. Okay, I just reset it. Yo, Poet with the $5. Thank you, Poet. Thank you very much, Poet. Cheers, man. Thank you, Poet. Cheetah. They have volcanoes outside of this city too, not just Antigua. I think this city's gonna be cool though. It's gonna be like a mix of like early 20th century and like, you know, older Spanish architecture. You get to the old part of town, it's gonna be a pretty cool place, I bet. If I really like it, I might stay here for a while, 4 or 5 days. Because the hotels are cheap here too. Thank you, Poet. I haven't done too much one-on-one talking with you guys this whole Guatemalan adventure. I've been busy, you know, walking and riding buses, too loud to talk, or just many people around me, not polite to talk to too much. I haven't done a lot of one-on-one talking with you guys. unfortunately, right when I'm ready to talk with you guys, the chat stopped working here. What Prism's doing? Prism's doing some really weird stuff lately. It's like, oh, the chat's just not moving. Last 5 minutes, a couple comments came up and it stops again. I saw Poet's comment. Man, I'm at my wit's end here. It's like, you know, you want to relax, chat with the chat, and just stuff stops working. You're on the bus struggling with the internet for 30 minutes, doesn't work. Now the chat doesn't work in Prism. I'm about to cry, guys. I do feel that way. That's great. I could break down crying any minute, guys. It's too much. Too tired of this stuff. I had a few background programs where I just closed those. Maybe that was causing the problem. I never wore much cologne. I just wear like deodorant, but I don't like the American brands of deodorant like Old Spice. My stuff's nasty, man. I hadn't used it for many years, but because in Asia I would use like Axe or that roll-on Nivea stuff, which both of those are pretty nice. But I started, you know, like last few years, I used some American deodorants. They're just like, they even smell terrible, and they like stick to your skin. It's just gross stuff, man. So I don't use American deodorants. I'll either use the Asia stuff. So for example, I got this Nivea here I use. But lately I found you can just like spray alcohol, like you can get like a spritzer bottle with some alcohol and like soap, and just spritz it onto your armpits. It actually works really good. I started doing that in America recently. All right, guys, one more coffee, and we got this other bread to eat here. Yeah, they don't have American style roll-on deodorant, but in Asia. But when I started using it in America, it's just awful stuff. And then like I try to find some like natural brands and stuff, and that stuff is even worse. So that's like, I don't know, man. Deodorant, I just spray on some, I'm gonna make my own deodorant. Just need some alcohol, maybe some lemongrass, like fresh herb, with water, and you get a spritzer bottle, and that works. It actually gets rid of the smell really good. Yeah, make my own deodorant. Like if I was in Thailand, I get that lemongrass. That's a good smelling herb, and you extract the waters out of it, the essence of it. And then you mix it with water and maybe some alcohol or a little bit of soap, and you just spray that onto your armpits. So you got some smell, you got some soap for the back, cleansing. You get a nice smell from the lemongrass, and it doesn't cost anything, and it's not a bunch of chemicals like the Old Spice and stuff. And no, I'm just gonna make it for myself. I'm not intending to sell it. Maybe I could sell it, because actually deodorant's a big problem in America. It's like all those roll-on brands are terrible. Even the ones that say they're like natural, they smell awful. They just stick to your skin. Like you can't. Some kind of weird. They do that on purpose because it's supposed to be a long-lasting body odor prevention. I think they're really gross. Whether they're bad for you or not, I don't know, the chemicals, but they're just gross. Aluminum. in Asia, you don't have you have those Nivea and Axe, but they don't use deodorant much in Asia. Anyways. Yeah, exactly. That's what you can do. Keep it real. You just get like a little bit of alcohol. Because I had this sort of like this. It wasn't hand sanitizer. That stuff was like gel. It was like this watery antibacterial spray that I bought in Thailand. I just started spraying that into my armpits, and I was like, wow, my arms smell great all day. It wasn't intended for that. I think it's intended for your hands, you know. So I figured, why not just make my own? Some alcohol, some herbs, and just easy, you know. My mom used to make and sell soap. She would make the soap by hand and sell it. I was like 10 years old. But I definitely see a need for deodorant solutions in the world. Well, I mean, I'm glad to hear your guys. What do you guys use? Well, I use a bar of soap in the shower, but the smell will come back in like 30 minutes. That doesn't get rid of the smell. That alcohol did. Like, even right when you step in the shower, you still have some smell there. It doesn't get rid of the smell. Like a bar of soap will. Yeah, water and soap is not enough. It doesn't work. But you spray some antibacterial stuff on there, alcohol, and maybe some essence. And it's really nice. In Thailand, their traditional deodorant is called a alum crystal. It's like this crystal they roll on your armpits. But I tried that. That didn't work for me. That's like an ancient deodorant they have. It goes back hundreds of years. You can find it in some of the herbal stores and stuff. It's not real common, like Sunblood. But it's just like a stone. There's no like liquid to it or anything. I don't think that really worked for me. But I mean, that stuff I get, like Axe works, and that Nivea works, but those are expensive. Those are like $2 to $3, like 80 baht in Thailand, and they don't last very long. Maybe a month or two, and they might also have chemicals that aren't very good for you. So you might as well just make your own deodorant, you know. I'm gonna get a spray-on bottle because I have a spray-on bottle. I was gonna bring it with me, but I lost the cap. I'm gonna buy a few spray-on bottles and make my own stuff. You can make like a crotch spray too. We don't speak English. You can make like a crotch spray and an arm spray, you know, freshen up. You're on the go with your monger bag. Like, I'm on the move, guys. I gotta stay fresh. I'm always on the move. Sweating and stinking. It's hot. I haven't done that in a long time. I used to do that. I haven't done it maybe like 10 years. Yeah, crystal is like an old Thai remedy for like maybe other cultures too for deodorant, but yeah, it doesn't work for me at all. I'm gonna make my own sort of like spray, refreshing spray. Keeps the odors at bay all day. But I'm not really intending to sell. I just need it for me because everything on the market doesn't really suit me. If it works really good for me, would you guys buy it? Would you buy Cheap Charlie's Man Spray, refreshing spray? Both used for underarms and below the waist. I think you guys would buy it. Some of you guys might buy it. They would charge like maybe $7 for it. It cost me nothing to make. But I'll probably have like 20 people buy it, so it's not worth doing for $140. Just well, in some cultures they put like baby powder and stuff to stay fresh, but that stuff's not good either. That stuff's like asbestos. That stuff's not good. But alcohol is harmless. Some herbal essence is harmless. The water, and that actually works good for everything. I don't know why can't there be simple solutions for things? Why does always everything have to be like? The world is full of photosynthesis plants. Plants. Like lemongrass is a plant, and they have like natural anti-bug, anti-mosquito, antibacterial. They have nice smell, like, and the world is full of plants like this, lavender or whatever, you name it. Why can't we just have like nice stuff like that? Why do you have all this chemical garbage? And that stuff works better anyways, I never understood that. That Thai spray I bought at the pharmacy, I bought it for India. That stuff's great. It's like some kind of herbal stuff, and it's like alcohol. And then I had the best underarm smell ever in my life for like the whole day. I spray it on, and no smells. It's like, but that wasn't intended for that purpose. It was intended for like hand washing or something, antibacterial hand wash. It wasn't like that goopy hand sanitizer. It was like just a watery mist spray, Chat's frozen again. Herbals are like the cheapest thing. They're just like grass. You can grow like peppermint stuff like in your backyard. They're like the cheapest thing. And in Thailand, that stuff is cheap. They got herbal soap for like 40 baht, all kinds of herbal stuff. But they don't have like herbal deodorant. They got herbal toothpaste for 20 baht. Anything herbal is cheap. It's just grass. It just grows everywhere. If you start harvesting it and growing it on a larger scale, like just with 1 acre, you could supply with thousands of people. It's the cheapest thing in the world. It's just there's like you have the pharmaceutical complex. There's a big chemical mafia complex. The chemical DuPont, Bayer, Germany, all these, and they've kind of made this modern world where like they don't want us having herbs. They want us going through the chemicals, And they saw their stuff in the Walmarts. Walmart wouldn't buy your herbal thing. It's the kind of, there's a chemical mafia. It's like, but you could. It's stuff is so abundant and available. You can break free from it easily. Now in Thailand, they have herbal products for everything. There's herbal toothpaste. There's herbal soap, herbal shampoo. But in the there's herbal laundry wash. But in the West, it's like, you got to get the chemicals. They won't sell you anything else. There's nothing else to buy. Maybe you got to go online and find it or something, or make it yourself. But actually, a lot of the herbal stuff in Thailand is cheaper than the chemical stuff because you can get the chemical stuff, but the herbal stuff is often cheaper, and it's made in Thailand too. Dilly Dirk Charlie, I was blacked out after that punch. I was already blacked out from the alcohol. I was like double blacked out on the pavement. So I was like just on the pavement for 2-3 hours. I don't know what happened. I was lying in the pavement, face down, planted face down for 2-3 hours. So yeah, somebody probably came along later and stole all my stuff. It was like 5 in the morning, 5 in the morning. And then I woke up like maybe about 5:30 in the morning, in a state of confusion, like what the fuck happened. So I really hung over and messed up. So I might have been down there for 2-3 hours in the pavement. Could have been more than 3 hours because it wasn't sunlight yet when I woke up. So it had to be around 2-3 hours I was there. But that's probably somebody came along, they saw me laying on the ground and they went through my pockets and just grabbed everything. My phone was probably just laying on the ground, it was just laying there like this. It's like, could have been dead for all they knew, because I was just laying flat on the pavement, so not moving, But yeah, somebody probably just got my stuff, even took my passport. I don't know why they would take my passport. Whoever took my stuff was probably not a very nice person, because they could have just took the money and the phone, left the passport, But maybe they could have sold the passport, that's why they wanted to take it. Who knows? But yeah, somebody came along and took it. It was probably some like street thug, because it was like it was some street thug late night looking for like opportunity. But that phone would have attracted somebody, like, so it was actually like a Motorola. It was like a really cheap phone I bought. It was like $80 because I lost my other phone. I just bought this cheap temporary phone, but it worked for streaming. The camera wasn't that bad. That's what I was using that night. So it was like a garbage phone. I was using that to stream on YouTube. And but that was just probably laying on the ground with my selfie stick. And they probably just went in my pockets and grabbed everything. I didn't even know, I didn't know what happened until I woke up. There's nothing wrong with chemicals on the face of it, but they don't need to be in everything. They're actually more costly to produce than like natural alternatives. It's just that they have like it's not a conspiracy to poison, it's just a way of doing business. And also the customers go along with it. If the customers start demanding more natural alternatives, business would change fast. The younger generations are catching on to this stuff because, in big part, because of the internet, social media. Like, there's a video on DuPont with like 5 million views, like evil corporation. They're saying the Teflon, like, it's like forever chemicals. Forever chemicals. They can never go away. They stay in your body forever. Just so your parents don't stick. Like, back home, I have a cast iron pan, just made of iron. That thing just works just fine. Like, you just have to wash it for 30 seconds. So like Teflon, you gotta wash it for 5 seconds. Cast iron or any kind of like natural material, like copper, pot, or anything, you just have to wash, you know, it sticks a little more, but you just have to wash it a little more. 20, 30 seconds. So like, that's not worth like, you know. Like, the price we pay for like a tiny minor convenience. It's, you know, but. My chat's frozen again. Oh man, it's really annoying. Guys, I saw that guy's comment kicking. I didn't kick anybody. I threw a kick when the guy was coming at me. I did start that fight, but he was coming at me to throw a punch. So I threw a kick at him, but I missed. Then he threw a punch, and that was that. I was out cold. I got hit by a punch before when I was drinking a couple times. Actually, only one time. I was in Japan. The Turk came and threw a punch at me, like sucked a punch out of the blue right in my eye. I had a big black eye, completely unexpected, and it didn't knock me back. I didn't even feel anything. And then he ran away, and then I had this big black eye, but I didn't realize what happened until afterwards. You know? But I had this big black eye, but that was because I was completely drunk. So it was like my body was ready to like crash and give away, and that was just the icing on it. Yeah, that's what put me down. So I didn't have a black eye or a broken tooth or anything, or a broken nose when he punched me. I don't know how hard he hit me, but it was enough to put me on the ground, you know. Why didn't anybody try to help me? Because it was like 3 a.m, and some dude laying on the pavement. You know, it was tourists and whoever people were walking by. They didn't want to get involved. You know? I woke up, like I said, about 5 a.m, 5:30, coming to my senses. And actually, there were some people around. I remember there were some people that were kind of like, I was kind of stunned, like I don't know what was going on. And I was like, kind of going up to some people, and people were like, kind of laughing at me and stuff. So like, then I kind of came to my senses a little bit, and I made it back to my hotel. And I kind of realized I got what happened. I didn't realize I didn't know how I ended up on the pavement, because I didn't remember the fight part. But I realized that all my money and stuff was gone, passport. So I knew it was like something bad happened. So I thought I just got robbed or something. I didn't know what happened. I didn't know about the drunk part. Didn't remember that. Then the next day I went to the internet cafe. You know, they had an internet cafe in Playa del Carmen, and I looked up on YouTube, and somebody clipped it. I was like, oh shit. So I figured something, I remember drinking, I figured something bad happened. So I didn't remember exactly what. So I looked up on YouTube, and I saw exactly what happened. You know? I actually had to look on YouTube to see what I did, see what happened, because I didn't remember it all. Yeah, this chat is stuck again, man. Maybe I'll just try to read some old comments. But, you know, in America, the industry in the West, it's dominated by corporations. If you had some more small businesses or medium size, you would have more variety of products. A lot of that's up to the customer. You gotta stop buying anything that's, you know, Procter & Gamble, Uniqlo, Unilever, not Uniqlo, Unilever. You gotta stop buying from the big conglomerates. Look for like small and medium-sized businesses, but nobody wants to do that because you have to go out of your way a little bit. Maybe there's a local shop that sells stuff, like a health store's place, or maybe there's something online you can look for, or maybe there's even like a big box store they're selling some kind of little, you know, it's just a little product that's not part of a big conglomerate. Like Target sells there's this really clean soap. It's made from peppermint and all this good stuff. It's called Dr. Bronner's. I use that on some of my camping trips, and it's cheap. It's made from herbs. It's a herbal soap, and it was like It's like $3. It's just as cheap as a big bottle. Target sells that, but that's not owned by a conglomerate. It's just a small business. People that make Dr. And mostly it was hikers that were using campers that are using Dr. Bronner's soap, or like environmentally conscious people. But Target's a major store. They were selling it. I saw it at Target. So I don't go to Target much, but I went there for something. And I saw that. I was like, I bought it. I was like, so I had to go online and buy that before. So if more people started doing that, then the business environment respond. But everybody just goes, buys the chemical crap, stuff that they're used to. Make conditioned program and habit. You have to go out of your way a little bit. You don't even really have to spend extra money. A lot of that stuff too is made in the country it was produced. So like the herbal stuff in Thailand is made in Thailand. The herbal stuff in America is made in America. It's not made in China or Europe. So yeah, people should try to switch that stuff. Less harmful chemicals in the environment, less harmful chemicals in your body. Switch to plants. Chemicals will always be a big industry. There's a lot of need for chemicals. They're used for all sorts of things. But as for personal consumption, we don't need them. We don't need them in our food, MSG. We don't need it in our cleaning products or hygiene products. It's completely unnecessary. For petrochemical industries, this industry, that industry, yeah, sure, chemicals are absolutely necessary. For certain cleaning products, they're still necessary. You're trying to heavy duty cleaning of something, you need really strong chemicals. But for like simple stuff like deodorant, toothpaste, soap, laundry soap, things like that, you don't need hardcore chemicals. It's my opinion. But like I said, even if you want to get away from that stuff, it's hard because most of what's sold is just by the big conglomerates. It's hard to get away from that stuff. You gotta like plan in advance and buy it. And my chat's frozen, guys. I know this is really, the internet's working pretty good. Chat's frozen. Let me get another coffee and we're gonna walk around town. Did you see like In-N-Out Burger, some of the fast food chains are getting rid of all their chemicals? I just saw a headline In-N-Out. I never had an In-N-Out Burger, but it just starts one business at a time. Some things like pesticides are chemicals. If you didn't have pesticides, you wouldn't have a lot of food because you would just have bugs eating all the food. That's what happened before pesticides. They had so I'm not saying chemicals are completely bad, but there's a lot of things we don't need them in our products or our consumption. But like pesticides are a double-edged sword. Like they actually are harmful to us. They're hard to kind of get out of the food supply. They get in the water supply, but we absolutely need them when we be able to eat. There'd be starvation around the world. The Green Revolution, they call it the Green Revolution because all these pesticides reached countries like India, Latin America, Africa in the 50s and 60s and 70s. They didn't have that before. And that's why the population exploded in countries like Thailand and stuff. They went from like 10, 15 million people to 60, 70 million in like 1 or 2 generations because they had a big surplus of food. Because the bugs and the grasshoppers and the locusts weren't eating all the food all the time like that used to happen for thousands of years. So there's this big surplus of food and it led to a surplus of population. So we could maybe go back to pre-pesticide food chain in the future, but we'd have to probably through some better technologies to keep the bugs at bay. Because before it was like half the food gets eaten by the bugs, half of it gets to the people. Pesticides gets rid of doubles the food supply almost overnight. Gets rid of that bug part.
but it introduces a lot of chemicals into the system, you know. But there's a lot of different kinds of pesticides too. Some are worse than others. You know, like there's pesticides that are banned in Europe and Japan, and they use in Thailand and America. There's some real nasty pesticides that aren't. It's like overkill. You know, like in America, the guy has a lawn, and they have this weed killer just spraying all this nasty chemicals on his lawn just to get rid of weeds or bugs. Like that's total overkill. You know, it's like he's just like poisoning the environment with this horrible, you know, super strong weed killer. There's farmers that do that too. They don't need like these super powerful pesticides. It's just some like grasshoppers and stuff eating the crops. They just need something mild, you know. But I used to be in North Carolina. They had crop dusters, you know, when I was a kid, flying over the tobacco farms. These planes just spraying pesticides, you know, all over the environment, over the tobacco farms. I'd be right there in the dirt road looking up, all these planes spraying the chemicals, you know, so the bugs don't eat the tobacco crops. But a lot of people, they don't even understand how stuff works because they're never out in the country. Farmers know how it works. As country people do. But a lot of us, if you've only ever been in cities and towns your whole life, you don't understand the food chain or why we have a surplus of food or what pesticides do or how important they are, you know. You say, oh, that's, you know, get rid of pesticides. If you get rid of pesticides, you get rid of food. You have nothing to eat. You know, a loaf of bread costs $10 instead of $1. Guys, I'm gonna have to stop streaming on Prism or something. So I don't even know what's going on with it, man. It's just not working. I'm gonna really fed up, man. The Wi-Fi is working, it's the chat and the Prism's not working. It's not like Prism's supposed to show the chat just like the YouTube app. It did it before. Recently, it's just like, it's working now. Let's see how long it works for. Like it just stopped showing the chat. It's just frozen. Looks like it's working now for me. Stop spamming the chat, Dilly Dork, and stop insulting blonde women. I've seen more beautiful women in this country than like almost any country. Like there's a lot of really beautiful women in this country. Really exotic ones too. I haven't been able to capture them all on camera, but they're around, trust me. You don't have Dilly Dirt, you don't make a comment, you can make it once or even twice. You don't have to say it 5 times, man. Real World of Whitaker says he worked at a fruit processing factory making jams to go on cheesecake. Many insects go into the strawberry jam. We try to pick them out, but can't get them all. That sounds about right, man. No big deal. M says he used to hobby farm, he hated using chemicals. See, now I can see your guys' comments. This is nice. We have a conversation. I'm just sitting there talking to myself for 10 minutes, no chat. Yeah, I kind of pretty much stopped eating it. Fast food. I have eaten at Burger King a few times. I think just recently I ate at Burger King, but I kind of enjoy Burger King. For some reason, I never used to eat them much or like them, but recently the Whopper is like, I just kind of like it a lot. If one of the big chains like Wendy's or Burger King, they get to all natural, I don't think McDonald's ever will, but maybe one of the other ones will. And maybe I would pay, I'd give him business. Give him more business. Yeah, some of the fast food chains in America, because of the pressure by JFK and the government, they're moving. The chat's frozen again. They worked for like 1 minute. I'm just gonna end this stream and go on YouTube, guys. This is really frustrating. I'm gonna go vertical on YouTube. Be back in a minute. Sorry, guys. This is just Prism's piece of shit. The only thing that's good about it lets me use my ultra wide lens, which I like using. Alright, see here. I'm gonna go live on YouTube app. Prism, I don't know. It used to seem like it worked kind of good, but there was some problems with it. But it just seems like it's getting worse. All right, let me end this. Be back in a minute on YouTube.